Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to this seminar friends. This is a CCNA seminar. So today we will try to see what exactly is CCNA. Okay, what is there in CCNA, what we are going to learn in CCNA, and why it is so important for us to learn CCNA to make a career in networking. And when I say networking, I'm talking about all the courses like Windows Server Administration, Linux Administration, Cloud Computing, Security. Okay, so if you want to do all these courses or any of these courses, CCNA is one of the most important courses you should start with. CCNA is a course where you are learning about the computer network concepts, like how the data is moving between two devices, or how the data is moving between two networks, how to make communication between two or more networks, or how the router is working, how the switch is working, what is the concept of IP addressing. All these things we are going to learn in CCNA. Okay. So before I start my seminar, I just want to make sure one thing. There is a chat box here, friends. I'll just send a message in chat box. I'm saying hello there. So wherever there is a question from your side, whenever there is a doubt from your side, or whenever you want to say something, chat box is always open. Feel free to send your queries and feel free to send your messages in the chat box. Okay, so it will be easy for me to interact with you. This is just interact. It should be interactive session actually. It should not be one-sided. It should be a very interactive session. So whenever there is a doubt or whenever you want to say something, please send me a message in the chat box. I can come to your message whenever I read that message. Done? So let us start our seminar. So CCNA is one of the oldest courses we have in IT. It was designed in 1990s actually, late 1990s. So what exactly CCNA? CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. Cisco. Cisco is one of the most famous networking companies. Cisco is a company that manufactures your routers, switches, firewalls, and all the other networking devices. Like, Microsoft is famous for designing or developing the operating system. Linux is famous for the operating system. Okay. Amazon is famous for your cloud computing. Google is famous for something. These are very big companies we know, right? Cisco is one of the company like that. Cisco is a company that is majorly famous for the hardware of your networks like routers, switches, firewalls, and some other wireless devices and database devices and all those things. Okay, that is one reason Cisco is famous. Another reason why Cisco is famous is they provide you better certifications. They provide you a lot of certifications actually. One of the most important certification from Cisco is CCNA. I repeat, Cisco provides you many certifications, but one of the most famous and most important certificate from Cisco is CCNA. Cisco Certified Network Associate. This is a associate level work. Okay. Now, to understand this terminology or this technology in more details, we have to take a network, actually a computer network. I think most of you are aware of a computer network. What devices we use in a computer network and what is the purpose of a computer network and so and so. So what you see on your screen is a very basic computer network, friends. What we have in this computer network, see here clearly. There is a server here. Every computer network have servers actually. One server will not be sufficient. We will have multiple servers. There is a router here. There can be more than one router. At least one router is needed, but there can be more than one router. There is a switch here. There can be like 10 switches in a company. There can be even like 300 or 500 switches in a company. It depends on the size of the network. Okay, there is a switch. And we have these computers. You know computers very well. Okay, there can be like thousands of computers easily available in our company. So all these are computers. There is a printer here. To take printout, a printer should be connected to the network. Printer is not connected to the computer directly here. It is connected to network. And then there is an internet connection coming here. At least one internet connection will be there. But if you go with any company, minimum 2 internet connections will be there from 2 ISPs. One for backup purpose actually. So anyhow, internet connection will be there. And there is a firewall here that protects your company from hackers and people who are accessing your network without permissions. So this is a computer network. computers, servers, routers, switches, firewalls, printer, internet connection. We use cables to make connections and all those things. This is a typical computer network that you see in all the companies, whatever the size of the company may be. Suppose the company size is like there are only 50 people working. 50 people, 70 people means it's a small company, right? If there are 50 people, 70 people, or 100 people working also, we have servers, we have routers, switches, computers for sure. If there are 20,000 people working in a company, still we have servers, routers, switches, firewalls, and computers. The devices will be same in each and every company. The devices are same in each and every company. Now, that is one basic thing we need to understand first. Computer network is connection of devices. All the devices are connected with each other. How they are connected? There are two ways. They can be connected by using a wire, or they can be wireless. A computer network can be wire or it can be wireless. I can say 95% cases it will be a wire network. Within our company, 95% cases it will be wire network. 5% it can be like wireless. Wire network has many advantages coming to compared to wireless. So most of the companies they go with wire. So whatever, whether it is wire or wireless, the devices are connected with each other. Okay, that is the one thing. The second thing that we need to understand here is connecting devices with each other does not make them to communicate with each other. If you connect devices with each other, it does not mean the devices will communicate with each other. What I mean here actually. Okay, so what are the computer networks here? Wire or wireless, right? Fine. See, there is a laptop here. Laptop is connected to switch. And from this switch, it is connected to server. That means laptop is connected to server. It is not connected directly to the server, but still it is connected to server. Laptop is connected to switch here. From switch, it is connected to server. Now the question here is, can a user who is sitting on this laptop, can he access the data from server? That is a big question. I repeat the question again. A user who is sitting on this laptop, can he access the data from server? Suppose, imagine the username is Charan Reddy. Let us say Charan. So Charan user is sitting on this laptop. He is connected to server. In between there is a switch. There will be a switch for sure. The users will not be connected to server directly. Okay, because there are some tens or hundreds or even thousands of users there, so they cannot be connected to server directly. In between there is a switch for sure. So if there is a user sitting on the computer with the name Charan and he is connected to server, and suppose in this server there is a folder with the name data. So the question here is, can he access the folder or not? You know, if he is connected also, he cannot access the folder. That is what I'm trying to explain you. What I'm saying here is, if the devices are connected with each other, it does not mean they can communicate with each other. If Charan computer is connected to server, it does not mean Charan can access the data from server. If in this server, if the server administrator has given permission to Charan user, please listen carefully. If in this server, the server administrator has given permission to the Charan user to access the data, then only Charan can access the data, or else he cannot access the data. Connection of devices does not mean they will communicate with each other. Okay, now imagine there is a user, the other user is sitting here on this machine. Let us say this user is Sushil. Now Sushil user is connected again to the server. Of course, see, he is connected to the switch, and from switch he is connected to the server. But can he access the data folder from server? If there is a permission for Sushil user, then he can access the data from server. Now the question here is, who will configure the server? Who will give permissions in the server? Who will say who can access which folder and who cannot access which folder? That work will be done by a person called server administrator. There is a person. Okay, and he is server administrator. Server administrator responsibility is server. I'm just writing admin here. Actually, it is administrator. Okay, so server administrator responsibility will be to install, to configure, and to do administration in a server. To install the server and to configure the server. Server will not work on its own. Server machine is not working automatically. In server, we have to configure many things. In the same way, a router will not work automatically, a switch will not work automatically, even a computer will not work automatically, right? Every device we have to configure something. For example, if I go to my computer, this is a computer. I'll right click here, I'll say new, I'll say folder. I'm saying I'm entering the folder name as, let us say, India. See, I have created a folder with the name India. Now the folder is created. But maybe like 30 seconds before, this folder was not available in my computer. Now the folder is there. That means I have to do something in my computer, then only something will happen. See, I'm making a document here. I said Cisco Certified Network Associate. I said this. So I have to write everything here, right? Computers, servers, routers, switches, they will not work on their own. I repeat, computers, servers, switches, routers, they will not work on their own. Whatever configuration we do in that machine, according to our configuration, the machines will work. So coming to server administrator, his responsibility is installing and configuring server. There are different types of servers available in a company. There is a server called DNS server, DHCP server, web server, email server, file server, backup server. There is something called Active Directory server, very, very important server. So these servers will be there in a company. Server responsibility, server administrator team will be there. These people will manage all the servers. Remember, just now we have taken an example. There is a folder with the name data. Charan can access data, Sushil cannot access data. So who is giving this permission? Server administrator will configure something in this server. Then all the permissions will go to the users. Got it? Now, there are two very, very, very important devices we have in our network. One device is called router, and the other device is called switch. These are the two most important devices we have in our network. Yeah, thanks, Sharon. So what is the work of switch and what is the work of router? That is the first thing we need to understand first. See, first of all, when you go with CCNA, router will take nearly 2 classes for us to complete, and switch will take nearly router will take nearly 2 weeks for us to complete, and switch will take at least 1 week. That means more than nearly 20 days or 22 days, we are learning about router and switch. Okay, that much we are learning about router and switch in CCNA. So when I say, when this is just a seminar, right? So I'll just try to explain you in a very basic thing, what is the work of a router and what is the work of a switch. Technically, it will take a lot of time for me to explain. Technically, we need to spend around 3 weeks or more than 3 weeks to learn about router and switch. Okay. Now, let us see like briefly or technically what exactly is a router and what exactly is a switch. See, you know, there are many companies which have branches in many locations. Of course, you know, many companies, right? Like, you know, if you go with any banking sector, everyone has a bank account. Everyone has visited at least one branch or maybe 2 branches or maybe many branches. Or everyone has visited some ATM machines. Everyone has visited some shopping malls. Okay, so there are many shopping malls, there are many banks, there are many hospitals which have branches in multiple locations. Like, you know, if you go with example like Apollo. Apollo has a branch in Hyderabad, they have a branch in Chennai, and they have branches in many other locations. You know, within Hyderabad, actually, they have many branches. Within a city like Hyderabad, they have many branches. So the question here is, Apollo, suppose example, they have like 10 branches within a city like Hyderabad. If they have 10 branches within a city like Hyderabad, are they communicating with each other, the branches? If there are 10 branches, or if there are 15 branches, or even if there are 2 branches within a city, they should communicate with each other, because it is the same company, different branches, right? They will communicate with each other. So how they will make communication? Now, the first thing we have to understand here is, like suppose there is a branch in North Hyderabad and there is a branch in South Hyderabad. So in North Hyderabad branch, there is a router, and in South Hyderabad branch, there is a router. So by using these two routers, we can make communication between North Hyderabad office and South Hyderabad office. Or suppose imagine there is an office in Hyderabad, there is an office somewhere in Chennai. There is a branch in Hyderabad, there is a branch in Chennai. So who will make communication here, or how to make communication here? The router will make communication between South Hyderabad and North Hyderabad. In the same way, the router will make communication between Hyderabad and Bangalore, or Hyderabad and Chennai, or even between India and Dubai, Dubai and let us say Singapore, Singapore and Australia, Australia to Russia, Russia to somewhere in like, suppose say Alaska. Wherever the branches are located, the branches will communicate with each other. And who will make communication between all these branches? Administrator will make communication. But how administrator can make communication? By using a router, a administrator can make communication between all the branches. Got it? Router is a device that makes communication between multiple networks, or I can say multiple branches. Generally, I can say multiple branches, but technically we call network. So we're not learning anything technically as of now. We'll just go with the basic things. We'll just cover the basic things so that we know what exactly is there in CCNA. Okay. So I repeat again, a router is a device that makes communication between two different networks, which are there in two different geographical locations. When I say India and Australia, you know the distance between India and Australia. So who will make communication between India branch and Australia branch? There is a router in India branch and there is a router in Australia branch. These routers will make communication. But like I said you before, server will not work automatically. Server should be configured, right? In the same way, the router will not work automatically, friends. Router will not make communication between India branch and Australia branch automatically. That's not possible. So who will make communication? The administrator will make communication. Router is simply connected to the network. Router is simply connected to the network. Administrator will configure the router. After configuring the router, then only router will communicate. Like we need to configure some IP addresses. We need to configure some protocols. Okay, we need to configure some passwords. There are many things we need to configure in a router. So once you do that configuration, router can make communication between India branch and Australia branch. And that is what you are learning in CCNA. First of all, what is a router? What are the types of routers we have? Okay, what is their inside router? What is their outside router? What are the protocols we use in router? What commands we use in router? What configurations we do in router? How to troubleshoot a router? All these things you are learning. So once you do the configuration of your router, then only a router will make communication between Australia branch and India branch. If you simply connect a router to the network, it will not work. I repeat again, if you simply connect a router to the network, it will not make communication without the configuration of a router, without the configuration of a switch, without the configuration of a server. These devices are not going to work. So in CCNA, one of the major work we do in CCNA is we will see how to configure router. We will see what is a router, types of routers, and how to configure a router. Now, before we go a bit deep into router, I just want to make one thing very clear here. Whenever I say router, actually normally people think of this router. Yes, you know, we have this Wi-Fi router in your home. Right now, there is a Wi-Fi router in front of me. Because of that, I'm able to share my internet connection with all the other people in my home. But when you talk about Cisco router, and when you talk about a router that makes communication between two different branches, we are not using this router. This is actually used only to share internet connection. You know which router we use? We go with this router, Cisco routers. See, this is the router that we are going to learn. This is one of the router anyway. Okay, I'll just go with a different router. It is not showing image fully. So I repeat again, when I say router, I'm not talking about the router that we use in our home. That is just an access point that is only used to share the internet connection with us. Now this is clear, I guess. So this is the actual router that we are going to use. This is a Cisco router. So we have like many series and many models. There are some routers which we use in small companies. There are some routers which we use in medium companies, and there are some routers which we use in very big companies. So that we need to learn first of all which router can be used. And we can see some ports on this router. We need to learn like which port can be used, what is the use of that particular port. Like, you know, when you go with your computer, there is a USB port, there is a sound port, there is a NIC card, there is a HDMI port, there is a VGA port. Okay, there are different ports available on your laptop or computer. So you know exactly where you are connecting your headphone, you know exactly where you are connecting your pen drive, or you know where to connect the keyboard and mouse, right? So some ports are available on your computer. In the same way, router also has multiple ports. So you'll be learning where the port is used for what purpose and what will be connected on each and every port. That is one of the things that we need to learn. It will take actually one class for us to discuss about all the ports that we have on a router. Yeah, see, this is again a router actually. So we have certain ports here, like there is a fast Ethernet port here, there is a serial port here, there is a console port here, there is an auxiliary port here, there is some more serial ports here. So all these things we should learn. We should know what is the use of console port. We should know what is the use of fast Ethernet port, or maybe like serial port, and how to configure them, what cables will be connected there. Okay, where fast Ethernet port is connected, where serial port is connected, when to use console port, and when to use auxiliary port. All these things we need to learn in more details. Okay, so this is one of the part of our network administration, and this is the router that you are going to learn. I'll show you again. This is the router actually. See, same ports are written here: fast Ethernet port, console port, auxiliary port, serial port. This router you will not see in any home actually, because this router is not needed in our home actually. This router is there. Okay, by using this router, we can even share internet connection also. But this router is specially designed to make communication between two branches which are located in different companies. So this is the router that we are going to learn in our CCNA course. And if I zoom in, I'm not sure you can see here, but here it is written as Cisco. This is a Cisco company router. You can see here also Cisco Systems is written here. Got it? So this is a router. So what is the work of router here, friends? Router is a device that makes communication between two or more networks. Every company has minimum one router. Every branch has minimum one router. If router is not working in that branch is disconnected from all the other branches. So as a network administrator, or when you go with CCNA, this is one of the major thing you're learning in CCNA. Types of routers and configuration of routers. Done. Coming to switch. You can see clearly here, switch is a centralized device there. And to this switch, server is connected, computers are connected, and router is connected, firewall is connected, printer is connected, scanner is connected. Each and every device is connected on switch. Each and every end device is connected on switch. Switch is actually a centralized device to which all the end devices are connected. End devices means a computer is an end device. Router is an end device. Whatever devices we have in a computer network, all the devices are connected to this switch. Now see, this is more clear now. This is your Cisco switch. Can you see Cisco is written here clearly? Cisco is a company again, right? CCNA means Cisco Certified Network Associate, right? So Cisco is a company that is very famous for routers, switches, firewalls, and all those things. So see, this is a switch which has totally 48 ports. This one is a port. This is port number 2. So like this, we have like many port here. It is called port. So on this switch, there are totally 48 ports. That means 48 devices can be connected here. Totally 48 devices can be connected here. For example, you connected a router here. You connected a server here. You connect a laptop here. You connect a printer here. You connect a desktop machine here. You connected another server. You connected another computer. So like this, all the devices will be connected on this switch. You cannot see a company, you cannot see a computer network without a switch. If there are two computers, then we can connect two computers by using a cable. But if there are more than two computers, then there should be a centralized device that is called a switch. This is 48 port switch. That means only 48 devices can be connected here. What if in your company you have, suppose you have, let's say 5,000 computers. 5,000 computers is a big company. And if you go to any big city like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, especially Hyderabad and Bangalore, I can show you many companies where there are like 10,000 people working, 15,000 people working, even 30,000 people working. So if there are 5,000 people working in a company, then you need how many switches now? 5,000 people means 5,000 computers, right? So you need some hundreds of switches now. One switch is not going to enough. You need some hundreds of switches. So what we need to learn in switch is you should know what is a switch, what are the types of switches we have, what are the ports available on the switch, what is there inside a switch, okay, what configurations we should do in a switch, like what is VLAN, what is trunking, what is VTP, what is port security, what is inter-VLAN communication. There are like many concepts we are going to learn in switch. So overall, switch will take at least 1 week for us to learn. From basic up to like CCNA level, it will take at least 1 week for us to learn the switch concepts. Okay, so this is exactly the switch that we use in our company. This is a 48 port switch. It can be 24 port, or it can be 32 port, or it can be even 64 ports. So if there are 24 ports available, 24 devices will be connected. If there are 48 ports available, 48 devices will be connected. So it depends on your number of devices, number of ports, like how many devices can be connected. Okay, so overall, this is a switch that we are going to see in companies, every company actually. So number of ports will depend on the switch. So when you go back to the network here, switch is a device that connects all the end devices. Okay, router is a device that connects your branch office with your office, or the other office with your office, and the switch is a device that connects all the devices within your office, within your network. So these are the two most important devices we have in a computer network. Without these two devices, we cannot imagine the computer network. And these two devices you're going to learn in your CCNA concept. Okay, so the second thing that we are learning in CCNA is your router. This is not the first thing actually. This is the second thing. And the third thing you're learning is switch. So what is the first thing we are learning here? The first thing that we are learning here is a concept called IP address internet protocol. You know, when you go with CCNA, routing and switch is the most important part. But when you go with some other courses like, you know, server administration, you're not learning much about router and switch. You're not learning anything about router and switch there. When you go with like security, you're learning about firewalls. When you go with like cloud computing, you're learning, you should have the knowledge of router and switch. In cloud computing, you should have the knowledge of router and switch. Okay, but you're not learning much about router and switch in cloud computing also. But whether you go with cloud computing, virtualization, security, ethical hacking, server administration, database administration, if you want to go with any of this course, any of this path, if you want to select any of this path, one of the topic that you must know is IP address. IP stands for Internet Protocol. See, there are many devices in this network, and I can say with 100% guarantee that each and every device has one number, and that number is called IP address. IP address, if there is no IP address on a device, there is no communication. I repeat, without IP address, communication is not possible. Every device in this network has at least one IP. Server has a IP, switch has a IP, router has a IP, firewall has a IP, computer, laptop, printer. Okay, every device has at least one IP. There are certain devices where we have more than one IP. Like on a router, it can be 2 IPs, or it can be 10 IPs, or even it can be like 20 different IP addresses on one device. Okay, so we have minimum one IP address on each and every device. Now, when you go to internet, you know, every day we connect to internet. Right now we are connected to internet here, right? Through internet only we are connected to this online session. And which app we are using here? We are using this Zoom app, Zoom meeting, right? Now see, over the internet, what we do, you just go to browser. Like right now I'm connected to like google.com. I'm connected to Google website. And this is like, there is some YouTube channel here, Durga of YouTube channel. So I'm connected here. That means this YouTube has a IP address, this Google has a IP address, and to whichever website you connect over the internet, every website has a IP address. Every website has a unique IP address. Without IP address, you cannot connect to the internet. I repeat again, friends, without IP address, you cannot access anything over the internet. So if there is a IP address in your machine, and if there is a IP address on that particular website, then only you can make communication. You know, once you enable internet on your mobile phone will get a IP address. Suppose you are connecting to internet by using your laptop or desktop. Your laptop or desktop has a IP address inside. Okay. And over the browser, if you say google.com or facebook.com, or even if you say Instagram, or if you go with like, you know, Twitter or anything, every device over the internet or every website over the internet has a IP address. This is one of the most important concept a administrator should know. I'm not saying network administrator here. I'm saying administrator. So this administrator can be network administrator, server administrator, cloud administrator, virtual administrator, security administrator. He can be ethical hacker. Whatever administrator job you do, whatever path you select in your career, every person should know IP address concept very well, because every device has a IP address. Every device has a IP address over the network, whether it is internet, there is a public network, or whether this is your intranet that is within your company. So this IP address topic will take 1 week for us to learn. And CCNA is the only course where you are learning about IP addressing, friends. I repeat, CCNA is the only course where you are learning about IP addressing in details. You're not learning IP addressing in any other course. CCNA is the course where this IP concept is added in more details. I'll do one thing. I'll just show you one of my existing class. Like this is my current CCNA running class. I'm in the end of this class actually. See, this is the IP concept. These are the things you're going to learn in IP address. Don't worry, the numbers are looking big. There are some classes, range, and all those things, but it will be very easy for you to understand IP addressing. Whenever you face any interview, you will not finish your interview without facing questions from IP addressing. They may ask you, what is IP version 4? What is IP version 6? They may ask you, what are the classes available? What is the range of each and every class? They may ask you, what is a 127 number? They may ask you, what is a 0 number used for? Okay. They may ask you like, you know, what is the network portion and what is the host portion? They will ask you, what is the network in B? What is the network in C? Okay. They can ask you, what is a public IP and what is a private IP? They will ask you, what is a subnet mask? What I'm trying to say here is, you cannot finish your interview in any company. If you're applying for a job as a network admin or a server, any job related to computer networks, it can be cloud computing, it can be virtualization, it can be security, it can be server administration, and even it can be ethical hacking and networking. You will not finish your interview without facing questions from IP addressing. This is such a huge topic that we need to learn. Such an important topic that we need to learn. So this topic we are going to learn, and it will take at least 5 classes for us to complete IP addressing. 1 week for IP addressing, 2 weeks for router, 1 week for switch. 4 weeks gone. And then we have like 1 more week to learn the other concepts. There are many other concepts available like OSI reference model. Again, a huge topic that we are going to learn. You cannot again finish your interviews without facing questions from OSI model. Okay. Then we have something called NAT/PAT. This is again a very important topic that we need to learn. This NAT/PAT topic we will use in security as well as in cloud and all those things. If you know OSI reference model, you will learn the cloud computing concepts in a better way. You should know what is the protocol, what is a service, what is a port number. What is a protocol, what is a service, what is a port number. For example, there is something called TCP. In TCP, we have something called, let's say, telnet. The telnet port number is, let us select 23. So what is this TCP? What is this telnet? What is this 23? Or let us say TCP and select HTTP, and the port number is, let's say, 80. So again, what is this TCP? What is this HTTP service? And what is the port number of HTTP service? These are the very important things that you need to learn. So where you're going to learn all these things, you're going to learn all those things in CCNA and in this particular topic, OSI reference model. So I've just highlighted here the main concepts here. Like I said, IP addressing will take 1 week, router will take 2 weeks, switch will take 1 week, and the other topics will take 1 week. Besides OSI reference model and NAT and PAT, there are many more topics we need to learn. Like there is something called ACL, access control list. This is a topic related to security. This topic you will learn in more details in security, as well as when you go to cloud computing, there are some access control list we need to create. In cloud computing, this concept will be used. In cloud computing, this concept will be used. In cloud computing, this concept will be used, as well as router will be used, as well as IP address will be used. But are you going to learn all these topics in details in cloud computing? See, I take cloud computing classes also. So I know what is there in cloud computing. So I am saying with 100% guarantee, you're not learning these topics in details there. Your cloud, when you go with cloud computing classes, your trainer will tell you like 192.168.1.0/28 is the network. That's it. 192.168.1.0/28 is the network. So now you should know what is 192.168.1.0/28. You know, when you go with CCNA, and like I said, we have like totally 5 classes for IP addressing and subnetting. When you go with the 5th class, in the 5th class, we are learning what is 192.168.1.0. That means we need to spend 4 classes learning many other things. Then we can learn this 192.168.1.0/28. We are not learning 192.168.1.0/28 in the 1st class. We need to spend nearly 4 classes. That means we need to spend nearly 5 hours and more than 5 hours of learning. Then we will learn, then we can understand what is 1.0/28. That much we need to learn in IP address. So without the concept, without the proper knowledge of IPs and all those things, if you go with like other courses, it will be very hard for you. Okay, so every topic is related to computer networks, and every topic will come in some other course or some other technology. So these are just the core topics I have mentioned here. These are not the detailed topics, friend. These are just the core topics. And if you want to see the detailed topic, what we are going to learn in router and what we're going to learn in switch and all those things, once we finish our demo session or seminar, the management will send you a link. The management will share all the details with you. So there you can check all the topics that we are going to learn in our CCNA course. Okay, fine. So I hope you understood what I said in last 40 minutes actually. I'm expecting more questions here, friends. So please take your time. Just try to revise everything, whatever we have said till now. And just try to get some questions. Like I said, this session should be interactive session. So I have done my part. I'll just repeat again. CCNA is a course designed by Cisco. CCNA is one of the most important course you will learn in your career. CCNA is one of the most important course you will learn in your career. And CCNA deals with 3 major topics: IP addressing, routing, and switching. IP addressing, router topic, and switch topic. And these 3 topics are not only useful for you in network administration career, these 3 topics will be useful for you in all the things that you do in networking. It will help you in each and everything that you do in networking. Cloud computing, you should know IP, OSI model, NAT/PAT, access list, router. If you want to security, you should know IP addressing, routing, switching, all this. So whatever you do in your course, this CCNA course is the very fundamentals and very important course that you should learn. Yeah, thanks, Anand. Thanks for joining. I'm hoping for some more questions here actually. So these are the major things that we need to learn. This is just a seminar, friends. So we are just I'm just introducing you to the CCNA. That's it. more about CCNA, more about course and topics and things, that will take like, 35 days for us to finish. 35 days is a huge time to learn a particular course, right? So this is just overview. So I hope you understood the importance of CCNA. That is the main purpose for seminar. Okay. There is a question here like timings. The timings for this course will be from Monday at 8:30 a.m. Monday 8:30 a.m. That is the timings. And fee, someone is asking fee also here. The fees is, I guess, 3,500 INR, Indian rupees. Okay, so the course fees is that much, and the any class in morning before 8 a.m. As of now, there is no class in morning 8 a.m. actually. Before 8 a.m. actually, this is the class I have. Hopefully morning 7 o'clock, I'll be starting cloud computing very soon. But as of now, this is the timing for our new class, 8:30 a.m. from Monday. And one more thing, friends, there are some, what exactly you are benefiting from this course? First of all, okay, you're learning the technology, that is fine. That is the reason you're joining the CCNA classes. But one is you will get recorded classes. Each and every class is recorded. Each and every class is recorded actually. Even this class is also recorded. This seminar is also recorded. Within like 2 hours, this seminar will be uploaded on YouTube. See, some classes are already uploaded here. Tally, it is uploaded like 1 hour before. Core Java is uploaded here. Okay. And we have like there are like many courses which are uploaded here. You can go and just see all these things here. So you can just go to YouTube and you can see like Durgasoft online. So you can just go to Durgasoft Solutions YouTube channel and you can search all these things. So each and every class is recorded. So each and every class will be shared with you. Starting 3-4 classes will be demos. Demos means, we will learn the basics of computer network. Before we enter into the IP addressing concept, we will learn the basics. It will be like 3 to 4 classes. Each and every class is recorded from day number 1 to the last day. And each and every class will be shared with you. That is one thing. Second advantage here is we'll get some lab books. I've already created some lab books. You will get each and every lab book for you. Whenever you feel some difficulty in practicing, you can just go through this book and you can do practice. Let me just show you one of the book here. So it will be like this. This book I'm going to share with you. So it will be easy for you to like just practice by looking at the comments. If in case if you miss any comments, okay, then you will get interview questions and answers. I have created some interview questions and answers. I have designed some interview questions and answers. And this interview questions and answers, like there are nearly 200 to 220 interview questions and answers. These are related to network administration, that is CCNA, as well as they are related to MCSE, Windows Server Administration. So I'll be sharing these interview questions and answers with you. And then I need to share a software with you. I'll come to fees within 2 minutes. Pawan, just 2 minutes, please. So then I'm going to share a software with you, because when you do practicals of CCNA, you need a simulation software, and that is called Cisco Packet Tracer. This is the simulation. You cannot take physical routers and physical switches, the real routers and real switches. So what we have here, we have a simulation here, and here we can take a router. I'll explain all these details. I'm not explaining now, but whenever the topic comes, I'll explain. This is your network. See, router is there. Router is connected to switch here. And from switch, we are connected to computer or laptop. Of course, we are connected to the server also. Then we can go to this router actually. Then I can say no here. Enable config T, Host name, I am using my name here like Shakil. That's my name. I changed something there, right? So this is a router. This is the way router looks from inside. And this is the way we need to configure router. You know, in complete CCNA, we are learning around 40 commands. Around 40 commands. Out of those 40 commands, enable, config t, and host name. These three commands we have already seen actually. Okay, we need to see what is the use of those commands in coming sessions. But as of now, these are the three commands we have already seen. Okay, there are certain commands where the commands are a bit bigger, like if I say show IP interface brief, again a very important command, but it is a bit bigger command, right? And there is some output here. So what we need to learn here is what is the command show IP interface brief and what output we will get once we enter the command. These are the things we are going to learn in our CCNA course. What is the command used for and what will be the output of that particular command. So there are totally around 40 commands we are going to learn in CCNA. And how we're going to learn? By using the Cisco Packet Tracer, we can do all practicals. By using Cisco Packet Tracer, we can do all practicals. Let me show you one of my existing class that I have already completed actually. See, it looks like this. This is a router here. This is a switch. And we can see some departments here like sales, accounts, and there is a server. So all this will just make our computer network like a real network. We make our network and we configure the routers and the switches, and then we will make communication between different networks, the different branches and all those things. Let me take you to some other network. See, we have different branches here. This is India branch here. This is Australia branch here. And this is Spain. So we are making communication between India, Australia, and Spain. So how to make communication by using these softwares? We can learn everything on this simulation. So this software I'm going to share with you. These are the 4 advantages for you. We are not charging anything special for like recorded classes and books and interview questions and softwares. Everything will come in this phase. Okay. Now, the question is, yeah, Anand, you're working. So 8:30 is the class we are starting actually, Anand. 8:30 a.m. is the CCNA class. As of now, there is no class before 8:30 a.m. Okay, there is one more question here, that is CCNA exam fees. See, CCNA exam fees and what is there after CCNA. There is something called CCNP and there is something called CCI. All the details I'm going to discuss when we go with the demo classes. How to write the CCNA exam, what will be there in the CCNA exam. All these details I'll be explaining you in demos. So it is showing 22,000 Indian rupees. So the fees is actually $300. $300 multiply, how much is it? 74, right? Yes, see, approximately that. So it will be calculated in dollars. So we can just convert into our currency. So $300 is the examination fees. But again, how way to write exam, how we need to prepare for exam, will it be difficult or will it be easy? That is the most easiest thing we do in our career actually. I'll just try to share one more very basic thing here. See, please listen carefully. I'm writing 4 stages of our career. The first stage is learning. The second stage is exam. Third stage is interview. And the fourth stage is work, or we can say like job. Now, please take a second and just try to tell me, out of these 4 stages of our career, whatever you do, if you go with like Java, there also is same thing. If you go with like some, cloud computing, they're also same thing. And if you go with like CCNA, these are the 4 stages of our career. Can you please tell me, according to you, out of these 4 stages, which is the most difficult stage? learning, exam, interview, or job, or like working actually, whatever. Which one you think is the most difficult for any person?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah, Suraj, please go ahead. Of course, Anand, what you said is correct. All have relationships with between. They are everyone is connected with each other. But my question was, what you feel? Where exactly you may feel difficult here? You may feel like, okay, this is a bit tough, or we need to do some extra work here. Where exactly? Learning, exam, interview, or work or a job? I'm just asking you, a very simple question according to your experience, because you must have learned many courses in your career, in your life. You must have written some exams also. You must have worked somewhere also. So what you think is a bit difficult here?
sir, fresher job can get a job in cybersecurity or ethical hacking after certification.
Cyber security and ethical hacking is like a very advanced level course, Suraj. It's very hard for you to get a job in cyber security or ethical hacking as a fresher. Can I say one question like, is it possible for you to get a place in the Indian cricket team directly? Your answer will be no, right? There is a process. We need to start from the club cricket, academic cricket, then we have to go to the Ranji Trophy, and then we have to go. There is a process there, right? It's very hard for us to get a job until and unless if you are Sachin Tendulkar, you may get a job, you may get a opportunity directly, but it's very rare, right? There was and there is only one Sachin Tendulkar. So is it possible to get a job in cyber security or cloud computing directly? Um, it's a bit difficult after certification also, but there is still a possibility if you're good in like server administration and network administration. Server administration can be like Windows Server administration or Windows administration or Linux administration, and network administration is CCN. If you're good in this topic, then still we can apply for jobs in cyber security and cloud and all those things. But only by learning cyber security, if you want to apply for a job, then you are taking a huge risk. If you apply for a if you apply for a cyber security job or a security job or maybe a cloud computing job, your questions will begin from here. Your questions will begin from this OSA reference model. Your questions will begin from this IP address. I have seen many interviews. I have taken many interviews. I have met people with who have faced a lot of interviews. So the interview questions will come from here first. Then they will go to the cyber security. So if you want to apply for cyber security, then you can learn server administration and network administration will, then go with cyber security. That will be like a advantage for you. That will be great for you. Exactly. You need some, I'm not saying experience, you need good knowledge of MCSE and CCNA. I'm not saying MCSE also, I'm saying server administration. It can be MCSE or it can be Linux. So you need good knowledge of server administration and network administration to go with like cyber securities or clouder and all the other technologies. You need proper and good knowledge of server administration and network administration. Okay. Now coming back to the question was which one is more difficult? Now, exam is very easy actually. Writing examination is very easy. Interviews will be again easy. If you know the question, if you know the answer, you can answer it easily. If I select 2 plus 2 is how much, you will say 4 because you know that, so it will be easy for you. Work or job is also very easy. If you know how to work, you can work it. If you know how to make if you know how to make tea, it will be easy for you. If you know how to make biryani, it is also easy for you, right? If you know how to do that, it is easy for you. So this particular part, the learning part, I'm not saying learning part is difficult. I'll be saying learning part compared to the other things. Learning part, we need to spend more time. Learning part, we need to understand many things and we need to spend more time in learning. Okay. So the place where you're spending more time is learning, and that learning part you'll be spending with me. So I'll just try to make your learning process more easy, more fun, and more interesting. Learning should be always easy. Learning should be always interesting. Classes should not be boring. First of all, classes should not look a bit difficult. Whatever topic we are learning, whatever complex topic it may be, I'll just try to present the complex topic in the simplest way possible. Okay, so you're spending the learning part with me for next 35 days, and that learning part should be, like I said, you interesting and more fun. And I repeat again, friends, CCNA is one of the most important courses you're learning in your career. If you want to go for like cyber security, with the good knowledge of CCNA, you will understand many things in cyber security. If you want to go with like, cloud computing, these are the two major options you have as of now. There are many, but these are the two bigger things you can choose. Either you can go with like cloud computing, or you can go with like cyber security or security. So if you're good in server administration and network administration is CCNA, your all the other courses and the next 12, 15, 20 years will be like more easy for you. This is the time where you should work a bit extra. This is the time where you should spend more time in learning server administration and network administration, then go for the other courses. As a friendly suggestion, I'm suggesting you something. As a friend, I am saying, without the knowledge of server administration and the network administration, if you go and learn some other courses, you will feel a lot of difficulty there. You will face a lot of difficulty there. I have like 13 years of experience. I started my career from like, networks actually. 13, 14 years before computer hardware was considered as a good thing. We used to have jobs only on computer hardware. So I started from there, then into like server administrations and network administrations. In network administration, I have learned till CCI, CCNA, CCNP, and CCI. Then I'm into like virtualization for many years. I'm into cloud for many years now. So I have like, experience on most of the platform, even security, firewalls, and all those things. I have experience on those things also. So I have like, did many things in my career in the last 13 years or 14 years. So I can say from my experience and from all the friends who I have in the companies who are working, the people who are good in the server administration and the network administration knowledge, they feel much easier to learn the new technologies that are coming. They feel much easier to learn the courses like securities and cloud and virtualization and all those things. Without the proper knowledge of these two courses, especially CCNA and the server administration, you will suffer for rest of your career. So it's better you just take 1 month and just do this course and then start your career. 1 month is not a big deal to like spend for a particular career, right? You are making a career for next 10, 12, 15, or maybe like 20 years. No one is here to make a career for 6 months or maybe a year. Can I say like, okay, I'll do this job for 1 year, then I'll retire? That's not possible. Even, people who are playing in IPL also, they are not playing for one season, right? They just want to play for like many seasons because, a career will go for like 8, 10, 15 years. Actually, it is not for like 1 year or 2 years. So if you want to make your career better, learn server administration and network administration, then go to the other things. This is the bottom line from me for today, friends. So that's it from me, friends. It was pleasure chatting with you. It was a very nice session. So that's it from me for today. I'm done from my side, but I'm still available here for like more time. Whatever questions, whatever queries you have, I'm more than happy to address each and everything. Okay. Like I said, I have experience on multiple technologies, multiple platforms. So please feel free to send your questions. Okay. It is just a seminar. It is a discussion between us. So nothing else. This is just a seminar. Monday, we are going to start class at 8:30. This is the only time we have as of now. There is no other time, friends. Yeah, thank you, Anand. Thank you, Pawan Kumar. It looks easy when you watch a movie and when you see a person hacking something within like 5 minutes and 10 minutes. That is possible only in movies, actually. That is real. That is not real, right? That is possible there. Reality is something else. Of course, reality is something else. There is a process for everything. So for your career, this is a process. I repeat again, CCNA is one of the most important course that you should learn for your career. And most of the people are there from 8 a.m. here. Sorry, 10 a.m. from the beginning of the class. But I can see one person, Imran, here, who just joined maybe like suppose 10-15 minutes before. So Imran, if you have any questions, any doubts, you can send your questions. And if you want to watch this video again, you can just go to this Durgasoft channel. Within like 2 hours, they will upload this recorded session there. And you can go to this Durgasoft YouTube channel and you can watch this recorded session. Yeah, Shivam, thanks a lot for joining. So I guess there are no questions here. So I think everything is done. Everything is clear now. So hopefully we can meet tomorrow. We can meet on Monday at 8:30 a.m. Indian time. If some people are joining from some other countries, please see your time and just try to join at 8:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Monday we'll start the demos. We'll see the basics of computer networks. 2-3 classes will be basics. So we need to cover all the basics so that we can understand the advanced topics very well. Okay. So that's it, friends. That's it for today. Thanks again for joining. Very, very good luck for your careers. Okay. So have a nice weekend and see you hopefully on Monday. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye. Take care.